Welcome back to the channel, friends. I am so glad to be able to complete another practice with you. Our message today, actually, before we get started, if you could hit the subscribe button down below, that would be ever so helpful. Also, if you could hit the thumbs up, letting me know that you like this content, that would be great as well. You can also find me over on peaceonthemat.com. So our message today comes from Jeremiah 1:5, which says, "Before you were born, I set you apart." I have a message board here in my studio that says, "Before you were born, I set you apart." And the message here in Jeremiah 1:5, or in the Bible, Jeremiah had a call on his life. And before he was born, God set him apart and appointed him to be his prophet to the nations. Jeremiah had come to deliver God's word to the nations that if they didn't get their life right, they were not going to make it into exile. He, I'm sure, endured lots of persecution. He suffered continual rejection, imprisonment, physical abuse. He experienced it all, but yet continued the message of Christ because God had that call on his life and set him apart before he was born. Friend, you too are set apart. Before you were born, God knew you in the womb before you were born, and he wants to make something great of your life. It might not be being a prophet because, these were more biblical times that was pertinent, but he has something great for your life and for my life. So let's marinate on that as we jump in and do some yoga. To know that you are set apart before you were born. What a message to marinate on. Friends, come to a simple seated position. Rock back on those sits bones. Drop those shoulders down and back. Close your eyes. And we're going to come to that place of stillness. I do have a bolster and a block prepared for today's practice. You can grab one if it's handy. If not, we can make other modifications, which we'll be talking about during our practice. So next, coming to the breath. Oh, the mighty breath. It definitely is one of the bodily functions that we cannot live without. Thoughts are going to pop into each side of the head, and they're going to try and make way into that brain of ours, but we're just going to push it all on out. Push it on out. Push it on out. And we're going to come back to the breath, and we're going to come back to that inner stillness. Good. We're going to do a little stretching here. So big deep breath in, arms up overhead. Bring those fingers together and bring those hands back on through to prayer center. One more time, big deep breath in, arms up overhead. Bringing those fingers together, hands on through to heart. Center. Good. We're going to extend those legs out in a V formation, and we are going to work the inner thighs and some of these hamstrings a little bit, warming them up before we get started. So take in a nice deep breath in through the nose, and as you exhale, extend both hands out in front as far as you can comfortably go. Good. Come on, back up to center. Good. Taking a nice deep breath. Exhale and extend out to the center. Good. Just getting those inner thighs warmed up here. Go ahead and pull that right foot into the left thigh. Turn both hip points towards that left leg. Taking a nice deep breath. Inhale it up. Exhale and forward fold over that left foot. Left leg, I should say. We are more over the leg than the foot. Just go as comfortable as your positioning will allow. If that's to the thigh, the knee, the shin, or if you can come all the way down to the foot. Good. Come on, back up to center. Extend the right leg out. Bring the left foot into that inner thigh. Go ahead and turn towards that right foot. Taking a nice deep breath. Bring it on up. Exhale, forward fold. Over the right leg. Again, just to your comfort level, and we're still warming up, so maybe not go as deep this time. We'll go deeper next time. Good, and come back on up to center. We're going to come into Cobblers pose. So place your feet together. I'm going to extend them out so my toes point just off the mat. Letting my knees fall to the side. Dropping those shoulders down and back. I'm going to close my eyes to continue that restful stillness that we're supposed to be working on. Good. And just continuing the breath. That's all you have to do right now. Just continue the breath. Nice and light and easy. Good, we're going to move into all fours. Remembering that positioning, wrist under elbow, elbow under shoulder, knee under hip. We're going to drop those hips down, raising the bum, raising the head up as we move into cow. Taking a nice deep breath. As you exhale, curl the tailbone under, pressing those shoulder blades up towards the heavens. Good. And then I want you to press back, bum to the heels, not all the way, just enough to make a nice little stretch in the low back there. Good. And come on back up to center. Now we're going to rotate forward, not all the way into a cobra, just a nice little extension. Good. And come back to center one more time. We're going to move back, taking our bum towards the heels. Good. And then moving forward past the wrist just a bit. Good. And come back to center. And then we're going to drop those hips down. Good. Moving into cow. And then as you exhale, press those shoulders up towards the heavens. Sometimes yoga is hard work, isn't it? I feel like it is. Good. Continuing that cat-cow. Good. Continuing in our hamstring stretches, we're going to grab our block now. We're going to place the left bum against the left heel. We're going to bring that right leg forward. I am going to place the block under my right bum so that pretty much all of my weight is on that block there, but there is some on the left heel as well. So my left knee is bent up under, right leg is extended out forward, so kind of backwards. Oh, actually, let's do that. So reach that right hand forward towards the right and reach that left hand back towards the wall behind you. So reach, 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 feeling that stretch in the left shoulder and in the left hip. Good, good, good. Feels so yummy, doesn't it? Good. Actually, what I was going to have you do here, we'll do it now. Go ahead and take in a deep breath, hands up to the heavens. Exhale, forward fold over that right leg. Oh, feeling that hamstring stretch even more. Good. Coming on up. Good. And we will exchange sides. So tuck that right heel up underneath the bum. Extend that left leg out long. Place the block under the left buttock or side of real estate, however you'd like to state that. Go ahead and actually, before we do what we were supposed to do, we'll go ahead and reach out, turning towards the right side of the mat, extending the right arm out long, left hand towards the wall in front of you. Pull, 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 feeling that stretch now in the right shoulder blade and the right hip. Good. Okay, now take it back to center. Big deep breath in, hands up overhead. Exhale, forward fold over the right foot. Left foot. I'm sorry. Goodness. Okay, go ahead and remove that block. Come back under with both feet under the bum. Come back into all fours. We're going to curl those toes. Come into our first downward facing dog. It should not feel horrible as we've done a couple of hamstring stretches already, but we can still pedal out those feet or walk your dog, whatever feels comfortable to you. And getting those completely warmed up. And then when you're ready, press those hips back towards the wall behind you. Awesome. Good. Really feeling that stretch in the hamstrings. Go ahead and look up to the top of the mat. Walk it on up. Forward, fold it out. Oh, yes. Just let that stress fall from the body. Yes. Go ahead and take in a deep breath. We're going to take it up to the top. Good. Standing, hands to the top. Exhale, forward, fold it out. Good. We're going to inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward, fold it out. Good. We're going to move into our plank pose. So moving back to plank, move through your vinyasa how you feel comfortable. I'm going to use the modification in case you need that. So place the knees down, uncurl the toes. Come all the way down into a low cobra and then right up into a high cobra. Good. Curl those toes. Back to downward facing dog. Good. You will find with practice that you will improve your elasticity. So you will be able to reach those heels further towards the mat and those hips further back towards the wall. Good. Look up towards the top. Walk it on up. Forward, fold it out. Good. Taking a nice deep breath in as you stand up to the top, hands up overhead. Exhale, forward, fold it out. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward, fold it out. Good. All right. Take those feet back into a plank. I'm going to use the modification. Come down to the knees. Come all the way down and then up into our high cobra. Good. Knees to the mat and then bum to the heels and come back for our first child's pose. And during this time, It is a resting pose. So come back to the breath if you have lost it, or if you just need to slow it down a bit, you can try that as well. And really marinating on, you were set apart before you were born. It's amazing to know that even back then, God knew the date and the time you were going to be born and had a plan for your life. We think we've screwed it up. I think I've screwed it up. I feel like sometimes I'm not doing what God wanted me to do, but I am. I did exactly what He called me to do. And even if you're in a place that maybe you don't feel like you're doing what God called you to do, you can still do what God called you to do in what you're doing. Does that make sense? Let's say, you thought you were going to be an astronomer, but you ended up working in a factory. You can still be God's associate and His seed at the factory. We all can be, no matter what we're doing. It's amazing. Okay, coming back to all fours, we're going to rotate forward, coming down into a low cobra, so all the way to the abdomen. Good. We're going to place our forehead to the mat. We're going to extend those arms back behind us, palms to the heavens, hands flat to the mat, back of the hands. And then we're going to raise up all three, the head, the hands, and the feet, all at the same time. So on 3, 1, 2, and 3. Good job. And bring the head up, hands up, feet up. Awesome sauce. We're going to take in a nice little breath and bring those up just a little higher. Good. And back down. We're going to rest for 1 to 2 breaths here. Good. Next inhale. We're going to bring all 3 up again. Head up, feet up, hands up. Good. And back down, forehead to the mat. We're going to bring our hands back to our rib side. We're going to push up onto all fours. Curl those toes, making our way back to downward facing dog. Good. We're going to press that right foot back. We're going to bring it on through. Good. Making those transitions a little better now that we've been practicing for a while together, so that's awesome. Making good headway and good work. We're going to lay that left knee down on the mat. Uncurl those left toes. Place the left hand inside the right foot and take that right hand on up. Good. And then we're going to actually extend it back as far as comfortable. Good. Bring it back up to the heavens, that right hand, and back down to the mat. We're going to come up onto that left knee. Take a big deep breath in, hands up overhead. Exhale as we bring those hands back into cactus arms. Good. Really working those shoulder blades. Awesome. We're going to bring those hands together out in front at a 90-degree angle. And then pressing them back into cactus one more time. Good. And then bringing those hands up to the top. Exhale. Bring them on down. Good. Curl those left toes. Bring that left knee up off the mat. We're going to place that right foot back to meet the left in downward facing dog. Good. All right, extend that left leg back. Awesome. Bring it on through. Lay that right knee down. Uncurl those toes. Good. We're going to place the right hand inside the left foot. Left hand up to the heavens. Good, and then rocking that hand back towards the wall behind you. Again, just as comfortable as you feel. Really working these shoulders today. Good. Bring that left hand back up to the heavens and back down to meet the other side of the left foot. We're going to come up onto that right knee. Bring those hands on up to the top. Good. Bring it on back for cactus arms. Good. A slight back bend of the low back. Good. Bring those hands back up to the center. Good. Bring them down into that 90-degree angle. Back to cactus arms. Awesome. And then pressing them up towards the heavens and then letting them drop to either side of that left foot. Good. We're going to raise that right knee. We're going to bring that left foot back to meet the right in downward facing dog. Good. We're going to look up towards the top of the mat. Forward folded out. Let out that nice deep breath. Good. And then one vertebrae at a time. We're going to make our way up to mountain. Good. And we're just going to stand in mountain. You might have seen Nala walk through, my little kitty who likes to do yoga with me. And coming to that breath, slowing it down. Good. We're going to place the right foot to the left ankle. I'm going to turn towards you, but you can stay at the top of your mat. Good. This is a perfect tree. And for you to be set apart before you were born, you started from a seed. So we're going to do tree in light of that today. But if you are more advanced in your practice, or you want to work toward full expression of tree in your practice, then take that foot up to the left calf, avoiding that left knee, or you can bring that right foot all the way up to the left inner thigh, pressing the two together, and that's what makes your linear line of balance is that right there. Maintaining our mountain hands. Good. And then put that down when you're ready. Shake out that left leg. It took on a lot of balance. Go ahead and take a nice inhale, hands up to the top. Exhale, back to our mountain pose. Good. Take that left foot. Take it to the right ankle. Good. This is perfect. Your perfect seed to create a perfect tree. However, we're going to move deeper into the pose and continue our practice. Good. Or bringing it all the way up, pressing that left foot into the inner right thigh this time. Maintaining that balance, really rooting down into that right foot. Yes. And maintaining that balance. Awesome sauce. Good job. And then let that foot go. Shake out that right leg. Good. We're going to take a wide-legged stance. We're going to inhale, bringing our hands to the top. Exhale, forward folding into an open A forward fold. Good. We're going to inhale and come up to center, flattening out that back, gazing out about a foot in front of the mat. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Good. We're going to turn that left foot back towards the front of the mat. Right leg extended out. We're going to come down onto that right knee. We're going to bring that left knee in to meet the right. So we're back into all fours. Good. And then we're going to bring our knees forward, bum down, and we're going to rotate our legs around into staff pose, feet towards the heavens. Take a nice big deep breath in, arms up overhead. And this time, that exhale and forward fold, leading with the chest, should feel much, much better. Which I don't know about you, but it does for me. I'm nice and warmed up now. Good. Maybe rock from side to side, kind of getting in a little deeper on that forward fold. I told you last time we were going to get deeper on the next one, so here we are. Good. Coming back up to the top, taking a nice deep breath and let that go. Good. We're going to scooch our bum towards the heels. We're going to grab our knee, the fronts of our knees with our hands, and then we're going to just rotate back onto our back as if we're a floating boat. So not moving into boat pose, but just kind of rocking back. Good. Come back up to the top. We're going to do that 2 more times. So rock back onto your back. Come back up into seated. 1 more time. Rock back onto the back. And come back up to seated. Good. That just maintains a nice massage for the spine, which is good. There's Nala again. Good. And we're going to move into our final resting pose of Savasana, closing out today's practice, which always makes me sad. Today I'm going to place the bolster back behind my back, letting my hands extend out, my feet extended out, toes pointed to the heavens, tucking those shoulders back, and coming to the breath. Always about the breath. Slowing it down, making it a bit deeper. We're going to close our eyes and soften the face. Soften the jawline, letting all 4 limbs fall heavy to the earth. And just sit in silence, reminiscing on the words that you were set apart before you were born. You are already doing God's great work. Yogi friend, marinate on that as we conclude our practice. Friends, that was an awesome practice. I'm so glad that you completed it with me. I will see you again on the mat next time, but take your piece that you just found on this mat and take it with you the rest of today. I'll see you on the mat next time.